So my aunt had this old Alexa Show device that they no longer wanted because they didn't want Amazon spying in their house. So I asked if I could take it so I could play around with it. And as you can see, oh, oh, wait. Yeah, I took it all apart and just harvested all the parts. But it did still leave me with an itch to kind of make my home a smart home. Also, over the summer, I saw my friend Henry use a Google Home to automate his entire house, and I thought that was really cool. And I kind of wanted something like that. So that was my sign to finally SmartHomify my house and do it all open source with a home server and Home Assistant. My initial idea was just to use the old Echo Show and maybe get in through ADB or something like that and try to actually flash stock Android on this and then kind of do it myself there. But the hardware was super locked down, and looking on forums online and other things like that and trying it myself, I pretty much concluded that that was a dead end and there was no point in trying to actually use this. So I just harvested all the parts because there's some cool stuff in there that I could use for other projects. So maybe stay tuned and see what I do with that. So that brought up the question, what will I use? And the answer is this. If you're a fan of the channel, you'll have already seen this, but this is my friend Glenn's Dell Precision 5510 laptop. This one has a Xeon processor, 32 gigs of RAM, but although I did take out one of the 16 gig sticks because it seemed to be faulty after the years of operation, and also a mobile Quadro graphics card. Laptops can be great low power servers. They're designed to be low powered since they're laptops. They're designed to be portable and run off battery power for long amounts of time. And also, they have other creature comforts like a screen built in, a laptop, a mouse, all these things that you would have to get separately, usually. It also has a UPS of some sorts because the battery that's usually used to let the laptop actually run on the go will kick in if the power comes off. All these things combined make a laptop a pretty good thing to just have as a starter home server, or at least in theory. I guess I'll test that out now because I haven't done any of this yet. But yeah, I will check back to you once I get an OS installed on this. Hi, it's me from the end of the video. And in this video, I actually don't use that laptop for this part of the home server. I will be using it in later parts, but for this specific usage, I needed Home Assistant OS, which is actually different than Home Assistant Docker, which is what I wanted to use on the laptop. So the difference between that is Home Assistant OS is its own OS that actually needs to be run on either bare metal, like a Raspberry Pi, or on an actual virtual machine through something like QEMU or through Proxmox. So I found it easier to just run it on a Raspberry Pi because I have a Raspberry Pi 4 laying around, so I just use that. Later in the project though, when I have more compute needs, I'm gonna just export it to the laptop because it's a lot more power efficient than running this thing all the time. And I don't want to have to run this all the time because it has like a 4090 in it, and that's just gonna sap up all my power. And also I reboot into Linux and Windows a lot. So I mean, I don't want the entire home server to be contingent on that staying on because realistically, it's going to be rebooting pretty often. So yeah, that's just a quick update. So installing Home Assistant is actually super easy on this. All you have to do is download the Raspberry Pi imager and then navigate to the Home Assistant OS and then just flash it on the disk and then put it on the SD card and then you're golden. You just have to follow the installation guide. There's tons online. And yeah, that'll just get it up. So the first thing that I want to do to control with the Home Assistant is making my blinds smart. So right now they're just conventional blinds. You just have to, spin them to open them or close them. And what I want to do is I want to have a little dial on the Home Assistant dashboard such that when I move it up or down, it adjusts the blinds accordingly. And also I want it such that when my alarm goes off, then it opens the blinds up, because having a bright room in the morning really helps you get out of bed. And yeah, let's just get straight to it. All right, so what we have here is a motor that is connected to the rod that spins these blinds open and closed. And that's just connected up I basically have this shaft wrapped in this painter's tape until it's snug when I just shove it in the bottom of this pole. So now it's very snugly fit, and when I rotate this, when I rotate this, it rotates this. And that is controlled by this Raspberry Pi and the motor controller hat that is on top of it. Unfortunately, this hat requires supplemental charge, so I do have to have a battery bank on this as well. Ideally, I want to just make it such that I only need one power cable to control it all. So I'll probably get a new motor controller once I'm done with this proof of concept. But for now, we have the motor controller hat that's on the Raspberry Pi that controls this whole thing, that is connected with this wire and the battery bank. So obviously this is very proof of concept-y, since it's literally attached with painter's tape to a cardboard, like a lid of a cardboard box. But pretty much what I have is I have the PyCar code, which this controller and everything came with, right? And I have this Python keyboard control, just a demo file that they have already set. Obviously, I won't be using this in the end, but this is just a proof of concept. So when I press W, it should go forward, and S, it should go back. And as you can see, that's closed, that's open. All right, so my blinds only go halfway, as you can see. They close like this, but they won't go past there. So I want to see if I can fix it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to call in a maintenance request, which I don't like doing. So let's see if I can fix it. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, look at this. That's closed, and that's closed as well. See, and all I had to do to fix it was completely replace it with the one out there. Yeah, I didn't fix it. Turns out that some of them only go halfway, so yeah, the one in the living room doesn't. So, but now you can see we got it working the way we want to, and yeah. All right, well, that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so right now I'm in a situation where I have the Raspberry Pi that has Home Assistant on it, and I also have the Raspberry Pi that has control over the blinds. And ideally, I'd like to be able to control this Raspberry Pi with the Home Assistant, because I have access to the Home Assistant through all my devices. So I'd like to be able to control it through this Raspberry Pi. And the easiest way to do that is with something called MQTT. So a quick explanation of how MQTT works is that you have a broker and then you have a bunch of clients that connect to it. And this broker has many topics that the clients can subscribe to based off of what the client is actually interested in. So for example, this topic for this case would be something like bedroom lights. And then basically what the clients do is the clients can do a subscribe to a topic. So in this case, this client would subscribe to this topic. Then we have another client, which could be something like my phone, and that can then send a publish message to this topic saying, let's say, open the blinds. Then this broker can basically just filter through all of the clients that would be interested in this certain publish message, and then it can then just send over that publish message to the clients that would be interested. So the implementation of the broker is very simple because that's very standardized. So you can use a pre-existing broker. For this project, we're going to be using something called Mosquito. Then for the client, the communication with this broker is very simple. All you have to do is use a Python library to communicate with the broker, subscribe to the correct topic, and then say what to do when the published message comes to the client. Okay, so when the Python program gets a published message from the MQTT broker, it's given a value from 0 to 100. That basically means if it's 0, it completely closes this way. If it's 50, it's open. And then if it's 100, it completely closes that way. Or any value in between, but you get the point. So it would be nice to basically say, okay, let's say I'm at 50% now and I need to close it to 100%, then let me just rotate the motor like 5 times or something, and then it'll get to here, right? It would be nice to just give an exact degree amount. But the issue is the motors that I have right now don't have that ability. They're not what they call servo motors that actually know their position. It's just a normal DC motor that's on or off a certain amount. So the way I got around this limitation is that I basically just figured out how long it took to get from 0 to 100. And then I think I figured out that was around 4 seconds at 50% power. So now that I have that information, I can just do a pretty simple formula saying the current rotation minus the desired rotation. So if I'm at 50% and I wanted to get it to 100%, that would be 50%. And then you just need to run it for 50% of 4 seconds, meaning 2 seconds. And then the direction is just whatever the sign of this current minus desired is, which would be to the left if it is negative and to the right if it's positive. So right now I have the Raspberry Pi and the motor connected up to the blinds, and that is running the MQTT client on the Raspberry Pi and the server on the Home Assistant. So if you see here, if I boot up the Home Assistant, I have this little dial for bedroom blinds, and I can just put it to a certain percent open. As you can see, it just opens up just like that. And then like that, make it close the other way, and such. And then there's also just a dial if I want to just completely close it this way or completely close it this way. So using this, I can now automate this with my alarm. All right, so with the alarm integration, we have this little box on the home page of the Home Assistant. So as you can see, I'm just gonna close up the blinds right now. And then I'm gonna set the alarm to be 1 minute from now. So that'll be 6:30. And I'm just gonna say okay. Then hopefully in a minute, opens up the blinds. All right, I'm gonna record this again since last time it was way too yappy, but this is just the outro. If you like the video, like it, comment, subscribe. If you wanna leave now, you can just leave now because I'm just gonna be yapping for the rest of this. Expect more videos on the home server because I will be fleshing this out. It's not just this. I'm gonna be doing a lot more other stuff. For one, I wanna make this less janky. As you can see, I mean, it's still just hanging off the same cardboard little piece off of painter's tape, which isn't very great. It's also running off a battery, even though it's a stationary object. So that doesn't really make any sense. So I'd like to just consolidate that to using one power source. I also want to have a NAS on the server and also a voice assistant so that I can set all this stuff just using my voice, which would be super useful. I also have another project coming up where I'm building a racing sim using these old hoverboard motors. So I got this on Facebook Marketplace for free, and hopefully I can turn this into a pretty good racing sim. Apparently they can get up to like 15 Newton meters, which is, if you've looked into direct drive wheels, that's pretty good. Especially for like, I think you can build it for like $160, $150. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.